G'day lovelies, welcome back. Alrighty, today we're making chicken fried rice. I'll write the recipe below as always. So first thing we're going to do is get 1.5 cups of uncooked rice. I'm using basmati, but you can use any rice you've got. Boil up some water, cook up our rice. Once it's cooked, we want to rinse it with cold water and then leave it in our strainer to dry out as much as possible while we're doing everything else. Now that our rice is cooked, we're on to the next step. So we need 500 grams of chicken thighs. We need a medium saucepan. We want to put them in there. It doesn't matter about cleaning them up, so you can do that after when we cut them. Now we want to put 1 cup of chicken stock in there. Now if you need to, we just add a little bit of water just to make sure it's just covering over the top. So I'm only going to put the tiniest bit in. Alright, once we've got it over the top, just mix them around a minute. Okay, now we want to put them on a medium heat and we want to bring them up to a simmer. As soon as it starts simmering, we want to put a lid on it and we want to simmer it until it's cooked, which is roughly around 10 minutes. Once they're cooked, drain all the liquid out. And now what we want to do is get out a bowl and we want to slice it up just into small pieces. Just like that sort of size. Alright, and chuck them all into a bowl. Once we've done that, set it aside for a minute, and now we want to grab out 3 eggs. Crack them into a small bowl and then whisk them up with a fork. Now we want to get a small non-stick frying pan, put a little bit of butter and margarine on it, whack it on medium, whack our whisked eggs in there. Okay, once it's almost cooked through, and you can go like that and you can feel it all coming up. Flip it over. And just cook the other side. Once it's lightly browned on the other side, flip it out onto our bench. We'll let it sit there for a minute just to cool down. Once it's cooled down enough to work with, we want to roll it. Okay, once we've rolled it up, we want to slice it, I know I'm going to be in your way, in really thin slices. So once we've sliced it all up and we've got it in our long thin slices, chuck it all on a plate. Then we set that aside. Right, I've got some bean sprouts out ready to go. I like using a big handful, but you can use as little or as many as you like. Now we need 3 spring onions, and I've got 6 tops of bacon here, and I'm going to slice both thin. Once they're done, you guessed it, set it aside. Now I would normally clean up and slice up 1 red capsicum, nice and thin, but my son's here tonight and he doesn't like capsicum, so I'll leave that out. Now we need to get ready some fresh garlic and ginger, or jar garlic and ginger, some light soy sauce, and 1/2 cup of frozen peas. Now that we've got everything ready to go, you either get out a wok or a big frying pan. So tonight I'm going to use my big electric frying pan just to show you can do it in a frying pan. But yeah, either or either. Now we whack our pan or wok on a medium heat. Roughly a tablespoon of oil. I'm using olive oil, but you can use any oil that you like. Okay, mix that around. First thing we want to chuck in is our bacon and spring onion. 1 clove of fresh garlic, or 1 heaped teaspoon of jar garlic. 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger, or 1 teaspoon of the jar ginger. Now we want to give them a good mix through and just cook it for a couple of minutes until the bacon's cooked. Now we want to throw in our frozen peas and our chicken, and we just want to toss that through for a minute until we've heated the chicken up. Alrighty, a minute later we now add our rice. 2 tablespoons of light soy. Now we toss that all through. Once we've tossed that through, we now want to add our egg. And a nice big handful of the bean sprouts, and toss that through. Once we've tossed it through, just taste a little bit. If you like, you can put a little bit more soy in. Some people like a lot, some people like a little. Once the rice is hot, turn it off and serve her up. Well, there you have it, lovelies. So if you're going to make it for a main meal, it would be 4 huge serves. If you're going to make it as a side dish to go with something else, it'll serve 8. It lasts at least a couple of days in the fridge. You can just chuck some in a bowl and nuke it, or you can chuck it in a heat-proof bowl with some alfoil over it and chuck it in the oven to heat it up. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night, and I'll see you soon. Bye.